Are you aware I once made several laps around a game store, deciding on a game within my budget for one singular console amongst 5 available? That game is The Legend of Spyro: Dawn of the Dragon. Absolute satisfactory, could not get out of my mind, kept coming back to it, passing by on the Wii's shelf. For the extent that it emulates Lord of the Rings, I can be ever thankful it created such a fantastic game in the combat genre. The music alone is in high regard. I even debated on Bionicle Heroes, available at the time 2 years after its publication, though I was not aware of its genre being that of third-person shooting. My most favorite in the genre has to go to Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for PS5. Perfect use of the DualSense controller. Have not found a third-person shooter more refined and more addictive than this newest entry. 3 years onward into the 9th generation of game consoles, PS5 is already stacking up in my favorites. As an individual who's been around since the original era, the odd-number PlayStations remain my absolute favorite. Before the first digital interaction, on-site, and with the first video game on Game Boy Advance, my introduction was the original commercials with Tony Wedgwood. To this day, I believe Bionicle could not have thrived without the implementation and adverts through the internet. Every point of interaction from the website from year to year. When LEGO released an updated variant of the Big Book of LEGO, I so appreciate having an entire section devoted to Bionicle, detailing on exactly how they forayed into action figures, starting with Throwbots, adapting into Robo-Riders, fleshing out into Bionicle. People tell me it's an extensively expensive hobby, investing into the remaining sealed sets within the toy line. But have you compared it to collecting other lines, such as Hasbro Star Wars? I've seen those figures go from 20,000 and upward. For Bionicle, I haven't seen anything go above 2,000. Extreme, no doubt, but low in gamut when regarding the collector's market. Like when I go to Culver's, I know I'm there for quality. I don't care the amount I'm going to spend. I don't care the amount of food that comes with it. I know for a fact the food is in a pristine level, high above that of McDonald's, Wendy's, and even Arby's. As with Bionicle, I know I'm paying for the high quality builds. Perhaps at 450 subscribers, it might be the ideal time for a face reveal to show all of you the one who's been behind this camera the entire time. You've seen my lady, you've seen my vast collection. Would each of you viewers, within and outside the subscription, care in seeing my own reflection? I will warn you, regarding a toy manufacturer in our own American soil, that being Hasbro, they've kept My Little Pony going in multiple renditions as early as the 80s. In the modern day, I've never seen a single episode, nor a movie, but when it comes to fan music, who knew I'd find the quality there? I certainly wouldn't find it on any radio. Like Bionicle, I found no favor in the mainstream, only the obscure, the vaguely familiar, from a company you'd think would never produce their own line of action figures. I like to refer to myself as a mechanic, preservation being the priority, and this does fit the definition, as I'm preserving, cataloging, and creating a sort of online entertainment museum commemorating the toy line that debuted 22 years ago. 2 years ago, I would fail to make a prediction that Bionicle would become the focal point of this channel. My additional obsessions include Zootopia, gargoyles. My best friend even failed at criticism regarding how I'm a huge fan of Power Rangers and Super Sentai as a whole. But I realized, why should I take the criticism of one individual who has only seen the Neo Saban era? As I expressed in my video of fresh 2023 Bionicle memes. By hating on the toy line, you acknowledge your lack of imagination, condescending at its deepest, most prominent point. For every individual within and outside the fandom, I do not script these videos. They are pure because I can't stand the structure of putting words to paper. There exists one instance from this year. I was offered a deal on a display of Tahu from the original era. The aftermarket price of Lacan and Kikanalo, 1/8 the budget of Toa Matanui. Dating back to the opening era, I truly believed Jala and Hali were meant for each other. Since the newest addition to my collection, however, he has some crimson competition. For copyright reasoning, I'm very limited on doing a list of favorite Bionicle songs, instrumental to the vocalized. But if I'm to pick out one, it is definitely the 2004 theme of Lacan. Bionicle Legends of Metro Nui. Thank you, Nathan First. The amount of times I've kicked on my surround sound, Bluetooth linked, playing every Bionicle tune I can find. Are you aware horror is a more neglected genre within the run of both eras? There are notable exceptions, such as the corruption of the Krana, the disturbing abilities of both Rakshi and Borak Kal. What scares me most within the lore of Bionicle is the body of Zaktan, entirely made of microscopic prototypes. Disturbing, disgusting, revolting. I admit, though the temptation is strong to place myself in front of the camera, the fact is, I would trigger many forms of security software, YouTube included. This video would be flagged, the channel would be reported, perhaps going black within minutes. Once my connection is cut, I'll hear the sirens approaching from all directions. My residence searched, my possessions confiscated, rated exploited, fades into obscurity, becoming major lost media. Like the console swan song of Sega, best to go out with a bang. Remember, Technic fanatics, my contributions into the praise of LEGO and their Technic figure line. A hypothetical demise by slow, downhill, stagnating motion. The exact reason my fellow fans never bring up Power Rangers Zeo. Perhaps I'm capable of enacting a comeback, serving my time behind those bars. If the authorities desire proof and compensation for the hits I took out, look no further than my sealed set of Takuda Nuva. A culprit, factual. An empathizer, a definite. One capable of crimes against humanity. By the grace of YouTube's vast, extensive algorithm, deep within the coded scripts, right here once a week. I will continue this experimentation, this commemoration, this reciprocation, fellow Bionicle fans, dwelling here online, where many of us first experienced the incredible chronicle of the biological. As detailed by Ember Lumen in my new favorite movie, Embrace the Light While It Burns. I dearly hope to prosper into next week, uploading here Saturday night, ready for the newly dissected delve. I am Rokuly, forever your fellow gamer.
This is the police. Come out with your hands above your head. We have the place surrounded.